It was a very warm Friday morning in July. I woke up with a great idea in my head. I wanted to go to the seaside for the weekend. My best friend Max agreed to go with me immediately. We met at the central train station at 10 o'clock. The station was very big, bright, and full of people. I wore my favorite white t-shirt with a small palm tree. Max arrived with a blue backpack and a checkered shirt. We looked at the giant digital board on the wall. There were many trains to different cities and countries. I looked for the word Ocean View on the blue screen. Max used his phone to check the fastest train available. He said the next train was leaving in 40 minutes. That was perfect because we needed to buy tickets first. The hall smelled like fresh coffee and sweet cinnamon rolls. I felt a lot of energy and happiness in my heart. Max pointed to the row of modern ticket machines. There were no people in line, so we walked fast. My yellow purse was small, but it had everything inside. I took a deep breath of the cool station air. Max asked if I wanted a window seat for the trip. I love looking at the green fields and small houses. Traveling by train is very relaxing and beautiful for me. Max promised to find the best price for our journey. He is very good with numbers and digital technology. I am better at finding beautiful places to visit. We stood in front of a large silver ticket machine. The screen was bright and showed a friendly welcome. I touched the screen to start our little adventure. The system asked us to choose our preferred language. I chose English to practice my skills during the process. Max stood next to me and watched the screen carefully. We were ready to choose our destination and time. The seaside felt very close to us at that moment. I could almost hear the sound of the blue waves. Max laughed and told me to focus on the buttons. We clicked on the Buy Tickets option on the menu. It was the first step of our wonderful summer weekend. The station clock showed 10 minutes past 10 already. Our plan was simple: buy tickets and find the platform. The machine asked us where we wanted to go today. I typed the letters of the city Ocean View very slowly. The screen showed 3 different types of trains there. There was a slow train, a regional train, and an express. The express train was the most expensive but very fast. Took only 2 hours to reach the sandy beach. Max suggested we take the express to save our time. I agreed because I wanted more time near the water. We chose 2 adult tickets for the 11 o'clock train. The machine then asked about the type of the carriage. First class was very luxurious, but second class was fine. We chose second class to save some money for dinner. Then we had to decide about the return journey date. I selected Sunday evening for our trip back to the city. Price appeared on the screen in big black numbers. It was €50 for both of us, which was good. Max checked the details of the order one more time. Everything looked correct: date, time, and the destination. I touched the Proceed to Payment button on the glass. The machine made a little mechanical sound of preparation. I opened my yellow purse to find my small wallet. I looked inside, but I didn't see my plastic bank card. I searched between my keys and my red lipstick quickly. A little bit of panic started to grow in my mind. Max noticed my face and asked what was the matter. I told him that my card was not in my purse. I remembered leaving it on the table in my kitchen. I felt very silly for making such a big mistake. Max just smiled and reached for his own black wallet. "Don't worry, Eva, I can pay for us today," he said. I felt a huge relief and thanked him very much. He took out his card and put it into the slot. The machine asked him to enter his secret 4-digit code. He typed the numbers and waited for the transaction. The screen said authorizing for a few long seconds. I watched the little circle spinning around on the screen. Finally, a green check mark appeared with a happy sound. Payment was successful and our tickets were ready. We were very lucky to have everything under control. Max is a very reliable friend in difficult situations. The machine started to print our long paper tickets. I heard the sound of the printer inside the silver box. 2 pieces of paper fell into the small plastic tray. I took them out and felt they were still a bit warm. "We have them," I shouted with a very big smile. Max took the receipt and put it in his shirt pocket. We looked at our seat numbers, carriage 4, seats 21 and 22. This meant we were sitting together for the whole trip. I was very glad because we had many things to discuss. We also needed to find the platform for our express train. I checked the paper tickets for the platform number. It said Platform 7 at the bottom of the ticket. We looked at the signs in the hall to find the way. There were arrows pointing to platforms 5 to 10. We walked past a small shop selling newspapers and snacks. Max decided to buy 2 bottles of cold water for us. I bought a magazine about travel and some chocolate. The station was becoming very busy with many families. Children were running with small bags and colorful toys. I felt like a child too, excited for the summer sun. We found the stairs that led to the 7th platform. There was an elevator, but we chose to take the stairs. Max carried his backpack and helped me with my bag. We arrived at the top and saw the long metal tracks. The air was a bit different here, smelling like metal. A voice on the loudspeaker announced our train's arrival. "The express to Ocean View is arriving at platform 7, it said. I looked at the distance and saw a bright white train. It was moving fast but then started to slow down. Max checked the carriage numbers on the platform floor. We needed to stand near the sign with the number 4. I put on my straw hat and felt very stylish today. Train stopped and the doors opened with a hiss. Many people stepped out with big smiles on their faces. They looked relaxed after their own long journeys. We waited for everyone to leave before we entered. I stepped inside the carriage and felt the cool air. The seats looked very comfortable and were light blue. We found our numbers 21 and 22 very quickly. I sat near the window and Max sat next to me. I put my bag in the rack above our heads. Max placed his blue backpack under his own seat. Train was very clean and had big panoramic windows. I looked out and saw the station platform and people. The doors closed and the train started to move slowly. Then it became faster and the buildings disappeared. We were finally on our way to the beautiful seaside. I took out the tickets to check the arrival time again. We were supposed to be at the beach at 1 o'clock. Max opened his bottle of water and took a small sip. He looked very relaxed and happy with our successful plan. I started to look at the magazine I bought at the station. There were photos of tropical islands and blue oceans. But I was happy with our local beach for this weekend. Train conductor entered our carriage a few minutes later. He wore a dark blue uniform and a very tall cap. "Tickets, please," he said with a very polite voice. I gave him our 2 long paper tickets with a smile. He used a small silver tool to make a hole in them. He thanked us and moved to the next row of seats. Everything was official and our trip was perfectly legal. I looked at the green trees passing by very quickly. The sun was shining on the fields of yellow flowers. Max told me about a new restaurant near the pier. He said they serve the best grilled fish in the country. My stomach made a small sound because I was hungry. We decided to go there for our first seaside dinner. I felt very lucky to have such a great travel partner. Max is always calm and knows the best places to go. Train made a soft rhythmic sound on the metal tracks. It was like music that helped me to dream and relax. I closed my eyes for a moment and thought of the sea. The water is always cold but very refreshing in July. I wanted to swim and collect some white shells. Max wanted to rent a small boat and go fishing. We had so many plans for these 2 short days. But the most important thing was to enjoy the peace. The city felt very far away from us at that moment. Our tickets were the keys to a different and better world. I looked at Max and he was already reading a book. An hour passed and the landscape started to change. We saw more sand and fewer tall green trees now. I noticed some small white birds flying in the sky. "Look, seagulls," I said and pointed at the window. This meant the ocean was very close to the train. The air inside the carriage felt a bit salty and fresh. Max put his book into his backpack and looked out. He was also excited to see the blue horizon very soon. The train started to slow down as we entered the town. I saw small white houses with red roofs and flowers. People were walking in shorts and wearing big sunglasses. The station in Ocean View was much smaller than in the city. It was made of old wood and looked very charming. Train stopped completely and the voice announced the end. We stood up and took our bags from the racks carefully. I felt the floor under my feet was not moving anymore. We walked to the exit and stepped out onto the platform. The heat of the sun hit my face immediately and strongly. It was much warmer here than in the big gray city. I put on my sunglasses and looked at the bright sky. Max took a deep breath and smiled at the fresh air. "We are here, Eva," he said with a very happy tone. We followed the signs to the main exit of the station. There was a small tourist office near the front door. I took a free map of the town and the local beaches. Max found the direction to our small hotel on the hill. We decided to walk there because it was not very far. The street was full of people selling ice cream and fruit. I bought a large strawberry ice cream to stay cool. Max preferred a cold lemonade from a small wooden stand. We walked slowly, enjoying every new sight and sound. I could hear the distant sound of the waves on the sand. My white t-shirt was perfect for this beautiful weather. We saw the blue water for the first time behind the hills. It was so big and so blue that it looked like a dream. I wanted to run to the beach right at that second, but Max reminded me to check into the hotel first. We needed to leave our bags and change our clothes. The walk to the hotel took us only 15 minutes. Our seaside holiday was finally starting for real now. Our hotel room was small but had a very nice balcony. I could see the whole beach and the pier from there. We changed into our swimsuits and went to the water. The sand was very hot under my bare feet today. I ran into the water and felt the cold waves on my skin. Max followed me and we swam together for a long time. The water was very clear and I saw some small fish. Later, we sat on our towels and watched the sunset. The sky was orange, pink, and a little bit of purple. I took my paper tickets out of my bag to look at them. They were just pieces of paper, but they were special. They brought us to this beautiful place and this moment. I felt very grateful for the modern ticket machine today. Without it, we would still be in the busy city. Max asked me what I was thinking about so quietly. I told him that buying a ticket is like buying a dream. He laughed and said that next time he will bring his card too. We both laughed and felt very close as good friends. The stars started to appear in the dark blue sky. We went to the restaurant Max found and had our fish. It was the best dinner I had in a very long time. The weekend was short, but it felt like a long holiday. On Sunday evening, we went back to the small station. We used the same tickets for our journey back home. Train was quiet and many people were sleeping. I looked at the dark windows and felt a bit sad. But I had many photos and memories in my phone. I also had the little sketch Max made on the train. We arrived back at the big city station at 10 o'clock. The air was different again, heavy and a bit dusty. But I still felt the salt on my skin and the sun. Max walked me to my house and said goodnight. I thanked him again for the tickets and the best weekend. I went to my kitchen and found my bank card on the table. I put it into my purse immediately for the next trip. I am Eva and I love the magic of a train ticket. Can take you anywhere you want to go in the world. You just need a friend, a list, and a little bit of courage. My next adventure is already in my head for next month. Life is a journey and I want to see every station.
Leave a comment under this video and one of you will get 40 English lessons for free.